Big race on Sunday at Sha Tin is the Hong Kong Classic Cup, the second leg of the four-year-old series. 1,800 metres of the trip here as we get up from the mile, which was leg number one. Won by Golden 60. Champions Way ran third, more than this second. Zach Burton on board, replacing Ryan Moore, who switches to Champions Way. Playa de Puente enjoying. Hugh Bowman flies in to ride enjoying. Hasn't had all that much luck on his last couple of starts. Reliable team. Savvy 9 and World Famous was a good winner last time out, beating Enzemble. That was in Class 3 company now, mixing it with the big boys here. Now, we've made our way to the touchscreen to have a look at the speed map and some of the key races coming into this. And as far as the speed is concerned, Tom, it looks like that it's Playa de Puente who finds the front. Does he have any other competition?
Yeah, well, he might do, because this horse here, World Famous, who's going well at the moment, comes into the race, and he's a horse who we know likes to race up at the pace, so he could potentially join Playa del Puente up front, and then that might change the race to potentially good to slow, or it might even change it to good in the end with a horse like World Famous. If that happens, that allows a horse like Savvy 9, rather than being 3 wide in the race, to get to the outside there of Champions Way. More than this, he'll be looking for some pace, and enjoying, he'll be looking for some pace as well, and a little bit of luck in the running. Yeah, absolutely. Get some room. And Private Secretary wouldn't be a surprise either to see him push forward as well. What have we got track-work-wise, Paul? We're
going to have a look at some of the main chances here, although this race is notorious for upsets. Here's Golden 60. He goes nicely enough. Now, he has been under a little bit of a cloud with a temperature spike, but you can see this work. He's nice and calm, and given that little bit of extra rain, he just ran away there. So not bad from him. He looks okay. Does Golden 60, and just running away from his partner in the end. More than this is stablemate. Now, Zach Burton getting a feel for him here on Trackwork. The horse is nice and relaxed, as he has been all season, to be fair. Not much change there, but look, he looks good, and he's been in great form this season. Has More than this. And Beauty Legacy. Now, he just was a little bit green last start. He's had the 2 starts now here in Hong Kong, and you can see the riding boy really sitting up on him here at the end of it. So just trying to get him nice and relaxed as he finishes off.
All right, we'll have a look at that Classic Mile in a moment or so. Let's start off, though, with the trainer of the 1-2 from that race. That was Golden 60 and More Than This, Francis Loy.
Francis, big day for you on Sunday with 2 in the Classic Cup. First of all, Golden 60, 8 wins from 9 starts now. What did you make of his last start win in the Classic Mile?
Yeah, he's honest, and he's tough horse. He try hard, you know. He got good fighting heart.
He sure does. The way he put them away over the last 250 metres, that turn of foot that he has, is that his biggest asset?
Yes, he got very good turn of foot.
He's into the unknown a bit this weekend, up to 1,800 metres, I guess, like it was over 1,600 metres last time out. Do you have a gut feeling on that he can see the 1,800 out?
Look at how he ran. I think he still can handle another 200 metres.
It's been well documented in the last couple of weeks that he's had that temperature. Everything trained on okay since?
Yeah, a little bit worried about, but after that we have the blood count and scope him, and everything fine, and he looks recover very quick.
What about his stablemate, More Than This? How did you assess his trial the other day?
He tried okay, and sat on him, and he also have another 2 feet gallops, and he also happy on him. But of course, he's a bit lazy in his trap work, but in race he always try hard in the straight.
We saw in the early stages of that race last time out, he might have been a little bit lazy. Do you think that the 1,800 metres potentially can help that laziness?
Yeah, it looks like, and further distance and help him a lot.
There's Francis Loy on Golden 60 More Than This. If you want to hear Vincent Ho's thoughts, have a look at Hong Kong Direct this week on the website, and Zach Burton on the show as well, talking about More Than This also, which we can have a look at now in terms of their last start effort. This was the Classic Mile, and well, here he is, Golden 60, right out towards the outside. He was just a little bit too good, really, for these. More Than This, who stays on very strongly for second place, under a hard ride the whole way, though, pretty much. Champions Way in between them. Beauty Legacy finished in 4th place, and the other one was Playa de Puente, who dropped out to run 7th in the end.
Yeah, so he was able to get balanced up. I thought last time out he was a little bit keen in the run in the early stages, but Vincent was able to get him to come back underneath him nicely, and then we saw that trademark turn of foot inside the last 250 metres where he was able to let down strongly. So that made it 8 wins now from his 9 starts. Going into the unknown here up to 1,600 metres. You can see he ran in a bit over there in the final stages, but up to the 1,800 metres and the little setback he's had is the little couple of questions I have.
Yeah, I think it can be the same Quinella, but the other way around. I think more than this, the extra 200 metres, he's had an uninterrupted preparation, whereas the other ones had that temperature spot.
Yeah, and you really saw more than this over the closing stage, eating up the ground. So the extra 1,800 metres here, I think, or the extra 200 up to 1,800 metres will be perfect. What about enjoying, though? John Moore's been making some positive noises, even about his runner.
Well, it took a little bit of time to come to grips with how he should be ridden, because, of course, we watched his one trained by Kieran Maher back in Melbourne, how he was ridden there. But, of course, we were of the opinion that we may be able to ride him a bit closer, which we did in the beginning, but it proved fruitless and he wasn't hitting the line. So when we got Sousa to take him back, like he was ridden back in Australia, he did hit the line strongly. Now, the past 2 runs, of course, he's run into dead ends. He's been disappointing in that, but there was still plenty of horse left. So preparation leading into the race, everything's gone to plan. He was out this morning going just 3/4 over 6 this morning. Did it very easy. The feedback was positive. I've got one of the world's best jockeys coming up on the weekend who's already ridden a Derby winner for me. He's very positive. He said, "John, we're going to win another Derby," he said. And I said, "Well, I like that positivity, Hugh." And so I'm going into the Derby trial, with full of confidence.
That's Hugh Bowman, of course, will be on board enjoying. So very positive indeed as far as he's concerned. What about World Famous? Now, this was a tough win from him last time out. Admittedly, this is in handicap company, so this gets a little bit harder at set weights here. But you couldn't knock him, really, could you? No,
it was a good win, but he's off a rating of 80, so he is way out of the handicap. He's meeting these horses on equal weights that are rated well over 100, so he's going to find it tough. But look, as I said, this race is notorious for upsets in the past. I can't see him doing it.
It's hard to knock him course and distance, so 2 wins, 2 runs course and distance for a win and a second place. And yes, this is his toughest test to date, but he's up for a fight, I think, this horse, but it is going to be tough. Yeah, and some of the big names are yet to be tried at this trip as well, so he's got that in his favour. But at the weights, it does look difficult for him. This is back at the trials, and this is John Moore's pair in Beauty Legacy. It was a wet morning as well, and sorry, I say John Moore. John Size, yeah, John Size's pair of Beauty Legacy and Champions Way. Yeah, Champions Way, he's interesting here. He's at 11 and 3.3 in the market. Ryan Moore jumping on board. Karis Teton not on him this time round. I thought he stayed on well enough in this recent trial with Beauty Legacy. Beauty Legacy finishing off nicely there. I don't think he enjoyed the kickback around the home turn on this very wet morning. He's also yet to try course and distance as Champions Way, but he does interest me a little bit at the price.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from that because it's quite sloppy, isn't it, compared to what we're going to get. But they all ran well, and it was, they're all fit horses.
It's your new buzzword at the moment.
Sloppy.
Yeah. Despite that Golden 60 be under a cloud, he's still favourite at this stage. Paul, what do you think?
I think his stablemate can overturn it. I think more than this can beat Golden 60 up to 1,800 metres. Well, I think that's a Quinella. If Golden 60 had a perfect preparation leading into it, I'd be more entertained. But with more than this, his stablemate, I think he can beat him. If there is going to be an upset, I can see it coming from a reliable team because he's a real tough horse. He's quite progressive. He's got a good drawn barrier 4. He's going to be right on the pace as well. And a Beauty Legacy there in 4. So I've left out Champions Way in the end. It's a really good race, but I do like the stable Quinella 1 and 3.
Yeah, I think it's a race for the top 4, but just with the few setbacks that Golden 60 has had, I think this is the race to take him on. So more than this on top for me, number 3, to beat 2 Champions Way. Golden 60 goes into the mix as well, and not prepared to drop out Beauty Legacy. I thought he went okay in that recent trial, and of course he did win pretty impressively here first up, and just got checked over the final stages last time out. 3, 2, 1 and 4.
Yeah, I think it's the big 4 as well, and I've gone with more than this as well to beat his stablemate this time round, but enjoying, definitely having a second look at him as well. That's the Classic Cup, 1,800 metres. The Derby, of course, is 2,000 metres. That's the trip of our next race, and there could be some Derby clues engaged in that as well.